Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. Last time we were looking into a bit of Harem's questline, and this time we're going to look into Jubilost. And he's asked Lindsay to come along. So let's go with the two of you. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I was considering Ekendio because we're looking into the Fae and he's got a couple of feats. Favorite enemy is focused on Fae, so he might have been good to bring. But I kind of like the core team that we usually have. So let's see, we're going up here. Something like that. Actually, teleporting there. No, teleporting here to Trade Guard is going to be the fastest way. Yeah. Nice and simple. So let's go into the inconsequential debates. Neared Zottenroppel. The Zottenroppel, or Zottenroppel, feels surprisingly similar to Jubilost Narthroppel. And I'm wondering if that's intentional. A very pale gnome with dull brittle hair is scribbling something busily on a small scroll, not looking up as you approach. Ah, here you are at last. Go read the rules quickly. They're posted a little farther along. The other teams already arrived a while ago. The host said we'll start as soon as you show up and read the rules. Of course, I'm famous enough for my admirers to follow my every move, but still, I'd like to know, how did you know we were coming? The gnome shrugs. The host said so. Well, are you going to keep wasting time? Read the rules and we'll start. Okay. There are rules hanging on the poles. Go read them quickly or you can't participate. My brother's just stupid. We're educated frogs. Haha. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. What else would you expect a frog to say? Jump mice and my friends? Good have friends. I'd rather fight with demons than talk with Fae. Well, there is a place in the world where you can fight with demons if you want. I can't think of anything but tentacles. Okay. Look at our master, a true example of knighthood he is. Fixing his glasses, Jubilost looks at the paper describing the rules. Well, let's see. I'll read out loud so that everyone can hear. Rules of the Inconsequent debates. Year to be added later. I see the authors didn't overstrain themselves. So the rules. Item 1. Obey the host in everything. Item 2. Come in triplets. Item 3. No fighting, no killing each other even temporarily. Even if you really want to, even if you apologize later. Okay. Item 4, the most important one, the participant must routinely enter desperate screaming fits. Wait, what is this? And where are the rules? Where are the conditions? And the principles? I'm asking you! That's not part of the rules. Because he's got a quote there. That's Jubilost asking? That seems like rules. Jubilost stops, puzzled. Then opens and closes his mouth, and then carefully says, well, I think my nerves are failing me. I need to control myself. May the bleaching eat me. No, it's not nerves. It appears to be some kind of magic, damn it. I can't stop screaming. Examine Perception 20. Examine the rules. Something is obviously wrong here. It's not difficult to see that the text of the last item of the rules is a little different from the others. It looks like someone just added it in, vaguely copying the style. The last rule has been added to the others. I would say someone inserted it on purpose and charmed the scroll somehow. That's just great. Looks like someone decided to play a joke on the participants. And how do I come across now? Tell me. Farewell to my graceful and sophisticated manner of speech, honed over the years. Now I just start screaming like an illiterate bumpkin. I'd like to learn a spell like that. Sometimes you need to make a bold statement. What a pathetic, petty, mean-spirited attempt to prevent me from participating in the debates. We need to find out who is behind this. We need to do it now! Don't worry. I'll question everyone here and identify the trickster. Or hell no, these are the circumstances. We just have to go as it is. Yeah. Let's question and identify the trickster. Don't worry about anything. I'll go into the host and ask him a few questions for my book. It'll buy you some time. Just start looking for whoever is responsible for this. Find the culprit. Greetings, I am Sir Alfrey, loyal follower of the Tentacles of Iomedae. Hello? I'm pretty sure Iomedae doesn't have tentacles, but okay. Knight, Noble, and Crusader from Mendev. Tentacles. Oh yes, my knightly motto used to be courteous even in death, but I'm afraid it must now be changed to severing the tentacles of evil. You certainly have one thing on your mind, sir. In just a few phrases, he managed to pour more pomposity on us than I can manage in a week. Quite a talent. The tentacles of evil, and why is it that you want to change the motto, sir? I'm guessing he's been pranked as well and is forced to say stuff about tentacles. The tentacles of evil, and why is it that you want to change the motto, sir? You see, upon my arrival, I immediately went to read the tentacles of the event, but Guile already had me in its tentacles. The rules were charmed, and everyone who reads them must say tentacles every so often, which is happening to me just now. Tentacles. If I can't get rid of this affliction, at least tentacles, I can make it into my motto. Did you just try to talk to the hosts about this? I did, in the name of tentacles, but Fae think that cheating within the rules is tentacles, and perfectly appropriate. As a true knight, I must overcome these tentacles resolutely. Sure. Do you have any idea who could have done this to the rules? It was done by one of the participants, who allowed their tentacles to guide their heart, including you and me and my tentacles. 4 teams of 3 arrived. I swear by my tentacles that my service to the most honest Iomedae would never allow such tentacles, nor would I suspect you and your outstanding companions noble tentacles all. Look for the villain among the other 2 teams. So you're a Mendevian Crusader. Truly spoken. I hope you have heard about our glorious tentacles. Our order fights demons fearlessly, preventing their tentacles from spreading across the world. You don't often meet an Aasimar in these lands, I say as an Aasimar. Aasimar are not so uncommon in our tentacles. Celestials are known to aid Mendevian Crusaders in our war against the demons. Sometimes this camaraderie sparks a personal attraction. But just the presence of a holy celestial nearby can sometimes cause the birth of an Aasimar child. See, easy as tentacles. Are you participating in the debates? I most certainly am. By my tentacles, I've come here to carry out the will of my tentacles and set a good example for my tentacles, and possibly to find a new way to fight tentacles, that is, demons. If I win, the Fae might answer all my tentacles. I think I have to go. Before you leave, let me ask you, in the name of tentacles, do you consider idle curiosity? What need brought you to the tentacles debates? Ha! It was me! Why in the name of tentacles are you screaming? Something I said seem inappropriate? Quite surprised that I asked with truly noble tact. I am the victim of tasteless and primitive, but nevertheless rather vile prank. Jubileus catches his breath. If that trick with the rules, it's that trick of the rules, but I read a different scroll, and now I keep screaming off and on. Good for you, Sir Knight. You can just change your motto, and it seems I shall have to change my profession. If we don't reverse this spell, I'll be a stall crier to the end of my days. Fresh oysters! Get your fresh oysters! Today's special, tentacles! What a humiliating bore. So, back to your question. It was I who asked the Baroness help for the Inconsequent debates. The victory will give us a chance to ask what made the gnomes leave the first world. As you probably know, since my people have suffered from the bleaching, I'm looking for a way to end this affliction. In that case, I wish our worthy rival good tentacles, in the name of truth, justice, and tentacles. That was certainly something. Okay, so you guys aren't saying anything new. Can I talk to your horse? No. Okay. Almost looked like I could for a moment. The pale gnome reads aloud enthusiastically, and the young wizard desperately thrashed about in his fetters, but all in vain. The shoots of the plants held him tightly. The nymph, cruel and beautiful, sneered at him, and immediately... And immediately what? And immediately anything. The left frog is mocking the right one. Does this book ever end? I thought the wizard would die in the last chapter while he was running from the horde of unicorns through fields of giant fly traps. Oh, like you understand anything about literature, you stupid toad. The gnome looks at you. Oh, hello again, travelers. It seems I haven't introduced myself. I'm near Zottenrappel, and these two idiots are my brothers, Vyre and Luar. So, why did the nymph immediately... Or what did the nymph immediately do to the wizard? Why are you calling these frogs your brothers? Knowledge world, you suffer from the bleaching, don't you? You look pale. Are you participating in the debates? You suffer from the bleaching, don't you? She is dying from the bleaching. Jubilast's voice is grim. It's alright, I've still got a fair bit of fight left in me. The Zottenrappels don't go down easy. Nerd smiles cunningly. My brothers and I lost our color long ago, but death still hasn't taken us. So what did the nymph immediately do to the wizard? It's too much to tell. She keeps him hostage for another 4 chapters. I like it when it's more like real life. It's the author's last book. In the author's last book, he escapes from the evil wizard in 5 minutes. Why are you calling these frogs your brothers? Haha, these fools read the rules, and the rules are charmed. Or these fools read the rules, and the rules are charmed. Nerd's colorless and dim eyes flare up with a mad and joyful fire. Anyone who reads them turns into a frog. So now I have 2 frog brothers. I guess I'll leave them as they are. When else will I ever have a chance to laugh so much? And why are they both frogs? Did they read them together? Yes. Nerd responds quickly. Nah, the frog on the right says happily. Shut up, Luar. Of course we did. We read them and we transformed. Now we're sitting and croaking. So are you participating in the debates? Sure. Although really, we're just here to see the show. We figured it'd be fun, and we were right. Alright, never mind. Talk to you later. A little kobold raises his little snout at you. Greetings! Are you participating in the debates too? The kobold brightens. Yes, participate. I participate. Amazing! Even the inarticulate kin of Unforgettable Tartuk are here. The Jerboas turn their head to Jubilost and hiss in indignation, and the kobold gibbers. You scream scary. Another gnome screams scary too. Angry gnome, I scare. Why do you have those Jerboas there? The kobold lowers his head. They say they need 3. I know 3. I know friends. Wanted to go very much. Caught this jumping mice. Now we are 3. Participate. It's like a spell was cast over my friend when he read the rules. Did anything like that happen to you? I don't read. Gnome, help me. Read for me aloud. But then scream. I scared. So what do you want to ask the host if you win? I dragon. How become dragon? Alright. Cool. I'll go. See you. Well, we were all cursed, but you weren't, so maybe you're the guilty one? But you're saying there was another gnome who was screaming. And we haven't seen another screaming gnome, just... The other gnome is neared, and they aren't screaming. A couple of weird monkeys around. Okay, just seeing how big this area is and if I want to explore it more fully. I'm not seeing any collectibles yet. So I guess we just go talk to the host now. Alright. Where do I talk to? I can talk to Lindsay. Can I talk to Jubilost? Yes. They are no match to my ingenuity. Wondering if I can read the signs myself. You want me to read this nonsense? Fine. It's not going to get any worse. It probably will. It starts the same, and then item 4, the most important one. The participant must assume the shape of a giant frog. No, 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 no. It's just an illusion, right? I am still a charming, intellectual-looking gnome, and not a huge, slimy, disgusting amphibian. You want me to read this nonsense again? It starts the same, and then item 4. The most important one, the participants must say tentacles at least every 10 words. Wait, did it work? I'm not a frog anymore. Thank tentacles. Wait, what was that? I meant to say thank Desna. Probably just tentacles. I mean tired. Just tired. It makes me tentacles. Ah! Okay, this one starts the same, and then item 4, the most important one, the participant must routinely enter desperate screaming fits. Haha. If this rule scrolls is really charmed, it will be so much fun. Wait, did I really just scream that? I'm the model of academic tact and restraint. What is going on? For the love of Desna! I think I'll keep him with the screaming fits, since that's how we started. The debates, the Fae, and the mysteries. And most importantly, we don't have to fight anyone. I like this adventure. I have a feeling Jubilost doesn't like it as much. Do we not talk to the host now? I'm confused. The little kobold said one of you helped him read the rules. Yes, that's true, but he wasn't trying to read the frog rules. They're different on every pull. One turns you into a frog, another makes you say tentacles, and the third one makes you scream like crazy. Hilarious, right? Not remotely. You're confused, my friends. If one of you read the rules for the kobold, why isn't one of you screaming? How was it that both of your brothers were How was it that both of your brothers were turned into frogs? And if Neard already saw what happened and knew the rules were charmed, then why did she tell us to read them? Oh, you suspect us of something? Why would we charm the rules and read them ourselves, or make you read them and put a spell on you? Neard adjusts her ridiculous helm and strikes a rakish pose. Everything here just screams gnomes! You couldn't stay away, so you got wrapped up in your own prank. But why not, after all? It's so much fun! You farsighted and loud voices. You're farsighted and loud-voiced. I like you. Answer clearly. Did you charm the rules? Stop this immediately and release Jubilost from the spell. Well, I say it's a fine prank. Let everything stay as it is. Just answer clearly. Did you charm the rules? Why are you picking on us? Our sister's the one who did it. Well, thanks for answering. Enough snitching, Luar. You're just jealous that it was Neard who came up with the idea. And why did you do it? Because she's going through the bleaching and this seemed fun? You're so boring. We wanted to, so we did it. Just think how funny it will be. Debates where all the participants are screaming or talking about tentacles or just croaking. Neard roars with laughter. But we're honest players, so we charmed ourselves too. We wouldn't want to have an unfair advantage. Yeah, stop this immediately and release Jubilost from the spell. Croak. Croak, croak. We're just stupid frogs and we understand nothing. Nerd pretends not to hear anything. I apologize if another screaming fit is about to start, but please let's leave them be. I'm ready for anything, despite the fact that I'll look like an idiot because of all this screaming. Intimidate 30. I mean, I've got a plus 37. You think I won't use force despite the rules of non-aggression? Lift the spell or else. Nerd looks at you angrily. I spent so much time getting this prank ready. If you only knew how hard it is when there's almost no color left in you. Fine, here you go. Ah, there you are. Glad I found you. I stalled it for as long as I could, but now it's time to begin. Let's go quickly. The hooded creature looks mundane, but after looking for a time, one might notice the figure's contours tremble and flow, as if in a haze. Welcome to the Inconsequent debates. You can call us the host. We are the reason for all that happens here today. You've read the rules, have you not? Not that there's anything useful in them. We only made up the real rules the day after tomorrow, then forgot them and had to make new ones. So it's simple. You want as your reward for us to answer a question. So the competition will involve answering questions. We ask, and one in each triplet answers, and always the same one. The others can only prompt. Let's see. It will be you, little kobold, you, Sir Frey, you, Nerd, and you, Melandra. Oh dear. I am bad at, like, all the skills. But I guess I have to answer, the others can only prompt. Remember one thing. Here at the Inconsequent debates, there are no right or wrong answers. Every answer has weight, and each one will be weighed. Don't choose the lightest one. Your rival might find a heavier argument, and most importantly, light answers are no fun for us. Why are you referring to yourself in plural, host? Tell us, why do you, creatures from the first world, need to organize all this? Well, let's begin. Why are you referring to yourself in the plural, host? You hear laughter emerge from under the hood. You know very well. You've met us, Melandra. But it was a different us at a different time. For now, be satisfied that we do not wish to disclose ourselves. Your evasion is very eloquent. I know only one eldest from the first world, who is called Sheikah the Many. Of course. You might have guessed that Sheikah, the craftiest and most mysterious deity of the first world, has something to do with this. You're a bright child. It's not the first time you've surprised us. Tell us, why do you creatures from the first world need to organize all this? Win the competition and ask. Those are the rules of the game, right? Hell no, we're not wasting a precious question to discover the motives of the Fae and their lords. I don't have the imagination to think about how absurd and silly their answer might be. Let's begin. Begins! The kobold jumps from joy. We're ready, the knight nods resolutely, despite the tentacles. You don't have to say that anymore? The curse was broken? So that's on you now. Alright, let's see. I guess it's not. Jubilost hasn't been screaming, so I assume they did in fact break the curse. But the brothers are still frogs. So they just break it only for Jubilost. Alright, let's see how tough they have it in the first world. Some of you look so serious. Thus, we'll begin with a question about weighty matters. What can move a mountain? Jubilost Lindsay, what's our answer? Magic, gods, or my grandmother? I mean, sufficient magic could. Gods certainly could. I doubt my grandmother could. But yeah, Jubilost Lindsay, what's our answer? Oh, I shouldn't have skipped my philosophy lesson at the academy. Such problems baffle me. It's not because I can't think of an answer, but because I think of 1,000 of them at once. I don't know where I can hide it from them. Let's see. We're dealing with Fae in the first world, and they told us clearly that trivial answers won't cut it. I think the good answer is its own will. In the first world, mountains often change position, and there's at least one that does it of its own free will. That's Ulas, one of the Tain. the walking mountain. I like that answer. It feels weightier than just saying gods can move mountains. Alright, its own will. We heard you. What will the others say? What can move a mountain? The little kobold frowns desperately. Maybe dragon. Dragon can move mountain. Faith and divine intervention. Do you hear, my faithful tentacles? Faith nourishes us. With devout faith in our tentacles and a righteous cause, everything is within our tentacles. A teleportation spell. Hahaha. I could probably manage moving a hill or two. In fact, that gives me an idea. We have heard you. Now you hear us. Of course, gods and magic can move mountains, but that answer is good for any question. How can one jump over a house? Magic. How to paint a fence yellow using blue paint? Divine intervention. Such light answers are the weakest. A good answer is its own will. Will and desire lie at the base of all our motions, action, and decision. If a mountain has a will, it will surely find a way to move. That was an interesting round. Let the next question be heard. What weakens when owned by many and dies if owned by none? What weakens if owned by many and dies if owned by none? A secret, I think, is actually a reasonable answer there. House or any other property. Arguably true. I don't know that it necessarily weakens if owned by many, but it will eventually die if left alone. Pot of soup. Yeah, Jubilost, what's your suggestion? But I do like the secret out of all of these. That's a no-brainer. It's glory. It can't belong to many because then it's devalued, and it can't belong to no one either. So the question is, do I just trust my allies always? Because glory is fine. I still do like a secret. Oh, I'm torn. I'm gonna go with your answer, Jubilost. But if we get poorly rated, that will tell me that I do need to think on my own and not always just trust my allies. The little kobold looks as if he's about to cry. I don't know this. Maybe it's dragon? Are you going to answer dragon to every question? I suspect that's not going to be the winning answer. It's the knight's heart. I swear by my tentacles, it can belong to himself or his righteous cause, or to his great tentacles. It can't belong to everybody. There you are. Look how I can roll my eyes. Fools concentrate on the competition. This won't do. We won't accept the answer from Zottenrappel Trippet this round, but you are a spectacular eye roller. Now as for the other answers, the heart is not the best answer. Even among knights, there are many whose hearts belongs to beautiful women and a beloved mother, plus their friends, their commander, their righteousness, the righteous cause, and a delicious lunch, especially a delicious lunch. And it doesn't seem that those hearts that belong to many grow any weaker. Glory is a poor answer. Okay. Yeah, so we shouldn't just immediately follow what our ally suggests. Glory is a poor answer. Only an extremely egoistic person who does not wish to share credit could think it shouldn't belong to many. One's own glory does not diminish anyone else's. We were almost prepared to agree on the dragon, but alas, no one gains victory in this round. Here the third question. Each of us is born at the same time with a monster. Each day we live, it grows. It can torment, bring us joy, or kill without a single wound. What is it? Death. That's what I would go with. Each of us is born with death that's going to someday kill without a single word. Well, no, it doesn't bring us joy. I didn't think about that. It can torment, it can bring us joy. What does torment and bring us joy? What do you say, Jubilost? So ambition. Each day we live it grows. Could be. Can torment bring joy or kill without a single wound? Memory? Memory would grow. It would torment or bring joy. Can memory kill? An evil twin brother from another timeline. Yes, each of us is born with this evil twin. No. What do you say, Jubilost? Considering the question is asked by a representative of the Fae, the answer could be anything from singing to the love of pastries. But let's think logically. The last part of the riddle can easily be ignored, because just about anything in the world can aid or ruin you depending on the circumstances. What's important is that the riddle clearly points to some quality or property of a living creature. Something that is born with us. Another point, it grows. I would say knowledge. Each new day brings something new, so our knowledge of ourselves and the world keeps growing. For some, though, the process is ridiculously slow. So knowledge. Each day knowledge grows. That's not necessarily true. But I'll go with it. Can torment bring us joy or kill without a single wound? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not certain knowledge is the right call, but none of the others feel that much better. Because the problem is none of them are actually doing the killing. Knowledge doesn't kill us, ambition doesn't kill us, memory doesn't kill us. So if we ignore that one because they're all kind of equal on not really applying, which one do I think fits best with every day it grows, it torments and brings us joy? Knowledge could, but I think knowledge is more Jubilost's way of thinking in the same way Jubilost was focused on glory. I'm going to go with memory. Memory does grow every day. It can torment and bring us joy. And I think it's as equally likely as being able to kill without a single word. We have heard you. What will the others say? What is the monster? The little kobold grabs his head, stressed. Maybe it's dragon? You really are going to choose dragon as the answer to every question. It's curiosity. It's born with us. It grows day by day. It saves us from the bleaching, and if you only knew how many it's killed. I don't know if the answer will do, but the great tentacles is the one that lives inside us. The greatest tentacles is the one that lives inside us. We grow a tentacle beast in our soul. We feed it with wrath, neglect and tentacles. Eventually, it could break free and kill us. But tentacles must admit, the same great beast gives strength to villains and tentacles. The poison we feed our monsters only nourishes them. I don't even know what answer you were trying to say, unless you are in fact trying to say there's a tentacle inside of all of us. Interesting answers, except for the dragon. The dragon doesn't count, alas. Curiosity is also insufficient. The monster we described must, by its own nature, grow. Many see their curiosity dim over the years. Memory is a good answer. We also like the idea of the inner beast inside of each of us. Both of these answers are sadly light, but we are ready to accept them. For this round, we shall have two half-winners, the triplet of Sir Alfay and the triplet of the Baroness. Okay, so we chose a bad answer, so it's possible ambition was the better choice. No, couldn't be ambition, because in the same way that curiosity doesn't necessarily grow, for some people ambition doesn't grow. So maybe knowledge would have been the right call. One final trial and we will sum up the results. I grow tired of questions. Do you know the game Knight Dragon Snag? The knight defeats the dragon burns the snag, and if the knight walks in the woods, he will stumble on the snag and die. That's why the snag defeats the knight. So rock, paper, scissors. Children's games, great. These are the Inconsequent debates. Why not play a game? So you break into pairs and yell out your chosen word at the signal. The one who shouts knight defeats the one who shouts dragon. The one who shouts dragon defeats the one who shouts snag, and snag defeats knight. We'll play Sir Alfrey against the kobold, and Neard Zottenroppel against the Baroness. The winners will then play each other. Is the first pair ready? Yell on 3. So we're going against Neard. If we were going against the kobold, it's obviously going to shout dragon. And so... the knight should choose knight to defeat the dragon. So the question is, with Neard, are you going to choose dragon, knight, or snag? Okay, first of all, let's let them play. Knight, dragon! Yeah, so knight beats dragon. That was all too predictable, but charming in a way. The host is obviously enjoying the game. It's a good thing we didn't look ahead. It's much more fun to see it unfold like this. Sir Alfrey wins. Now for the second pair. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing you're gonna choose snag because it's the most interesting of them. Therefore, I'll choose dragon. Dragon! Neard shouts, performing a spot-on impression of the kobold, then falls over laughing. Looks like her own amusement is more important than her competition. Let's high. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3. I still think knight is the most boring answer and therefore the least likely for them to choose. So I'm going to go dragon again because I'm guessing they're more likely to choose either dragon again or snag. Snag! Ah, damn it. Neard waves her hand. I meant to cheat, but didn't have time to think of how. Dragon won! Won! The little kobold is happy for you and your dragon, as if it were his own victory. So the Baroness wins. Now the winner against the winner. The Baroness against the knight. 1, 2, 3. So I'm guessing the knight's going to choose knight. Therefore, I want to choose snag. I mean, it's kind of the lame answer, but, you know. Snag. Sir Alfred takes a deep breath with his mighty chest, but then the curse takes over. Tentacles! Realizing how their spell has worked, Neard and the brothers start roaring with laughter, sometimes sniffling with delight. Host makes a helpless gesture. We cannot but pronounce the Baroness the winner of this round. And now it's time to announce the winner of the debates. After 4 tests, the triplet of the Baroness and Sir Jubilost wins. And Lindsay, have you forgotten her? It was most amusing, children. Most amusing. You should know that this is a rare praise from us. Congratulations, sir and ladies. I swear by my tentacles, it was a worthy struggle. Baroness, as the voice of your triplet, you may ask the one question promised, and another question besides that, as an extra reward for the ingenuity or luck you demonstrated in the competition. Melandra, do you remember the fate of the gnomes? Jubilost suddenly stops talking. He opens and closes his mouth, but makes not a sound. Have a silent spell made. Haha, I love it. Now what's you gonna do? Come, brothers, let's run. And everything is in your hands, Melandra. Think well upon your questions. With we will answer honestly, but I don't know is also an honest answer. Ask about what a host from the first world might know. I want to know why the gnomes left the first world. We get 2 questions, so I should keep that in mind. I want to know about this affliction, the bloom that fell on my barony. I want to know why you organized all this, host. I want to know who my love is, with whom I am bound to tie my knot. Or tie my lot, rather. I want to know how to gain power and immortality. Any suggestions for a good pet name? Can you imagine me asking who my love is and my pet as my 2 questions while Jubilost is just standing there fuming? We'll ask his question first. I want to know why the gnomes left the first world. There is the question. We knew it would be asked, but the simple answer, a light answer, has no value, right? We hope our debates convinced you of this. That is why we present to you another answer, a good one, a valuable one. Numbers will help you on your way. One of them is 5th in 10. It will be easy to find if you read. Who opened the road for the ancient dead man? And his black-feathered messenger. The second is 12 times in 12, and is thrice the number of those who lost their faces. Don't try to guess it now. It is not yet time. Wait until he who is born twice will twice be defeated. Put the two numbers together. When the moon leaves our path, near the waters of the Candlemere, find the one who will open the secret. I mean, black-feathered messenger makes me think of the raven that was speaking before, that we saw in Varnhold as well as the Gates of the Dead. You know, who opened the road for the ancient dead man, Gates of the Dead, black-feathered messenger. That feels right to me. The second is 12 times 12, so 144. Let's see, one of them is 5th in 10, so 2. Like a 5th of 10, if I'm understanding. So 2. 12 times 12. 12 times in 12 will be 144. And is thrice the number of those who lost their faces. Don't try to guess it now, it is not yet time. Wait until he who is born twice will twice be defeated. Not sure who that's referring to. Put the two numbers together. When the moon leaves her path near the waters of the Candlemere. We know Candlemere and the island there. Find the one who will open the secret. Yeah, not sure on all of that. There's some pieces that feel like I might have some clues, but a lot of that is still unknown. A heap of senseless mumble instead of a... First walk the road, then you may accuse us of being senseless, but in the end, you won't. So the question is, do I ask about the bloom, or do I ask why you organized this? Because those are the two most interesting. Who my love is, I think, is boring. Pet names, of course, is boring. How to gain power and immortality could be interesting, but I don't honestly care that much. We asked before about why you organized this. I could use that as my question. We were bored. Come on, you're supposed to give me a heavy answer. That's the Fae for you. Try living multiple eternities like us. Your views on entertainment might change radically. That was your final question. We have the answer, and yet we don't. But what an adventure, Melandra. We'll have to discuss this further on our return to the capital. Farewell, Melandra. Ah, we almost forgot. The host turns to the kobold. You little creature, you didn't win, but you managed to make us laugh. Do you want to come with us? No promises you'll turn into a dragon, but still. The kobold jumps for joy, then carefully asks, pointing at her jerboas, "Take my friends? Yes?" Alright, fine. The hooded creature laughs. Listen all, the Inconsequent debates are now closed. We spare all of you the effects of the Zottenrappel tricks, and bid you farewell. Okay. I was hoping for better answers for that last question, but I think the first question, that riddle that we got, or poem, whatever, should turn out to be pretty interesting if we can keep track of it over time. I wonder if it's written down. No. That's a shame. Alright, Lindsay, how are you? The debates, the Fae and their mysteries, and most importantly, we don't have to fight anyone. I like this adventure. The Fae are no match for my ingenuity. Anyone want to read the signs? No?
I'm there.
Also, I can't convince them to come with me because they're not in my party, awkwardly. So yes, let's head out. Interestingly, I could change my party right now. However, I think the episode's been running a little long, so we're going to end it here, and then next time we will head back to our capital to meet with Jubilost and see if he's had any thoughts on the answer we received. For now, though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.